using those today with our steam engine. So our steam engine will be running today, and we should be able to see her pretty soon. 49, there she is. 4960, isn't she gorgeous? And I'm sorry I call her a her. She runs on vegetable oil, recycled vegetable oil. They collect all the vegetable oil from around, they use vegetable oil from the restaurants, send it off to be filtered, bring it back. She brings vegetable oil instead of diesel. So she has a nice puff of white smoke, not quite the dark black smoke that you're used to from a steam engine. So she'll be running today. She ran yesterday. And you guys aren't going to be able to take her because you're here. Every hour on the hour, I believe, from 10 to 4, she'll be running today. If you look out here, this is where our prairie dogs like to hang out. You'll see prairie dogs out there standing up, checking us out. Earlier, I saw a whole family running through there. It gets a little scary when you see the hawks cruising over. We'll be coming to an RV ranch here. You may have noticed that Williams is not a very large town. We have no movie theater, we have no bowling alley. So we are the highlight of the RV ranch's day. They'll be out waving to us this morning, and they'll be out waving to us when we come back this afternoon. So just on the other side of this intersection right up here, yes. Oh, see? They'll be on their front porch. And you may notice the other day when we came through here, there were some people out in period costumes. We are having a shooting competition, black powder, I believe, outside of town, and it's from the, well, of course, black powder, and they all dress in full costume. So it's been very interesting to see some of the costumes around town. You guys picked a great weekend to be in Williams, too. We have the barbecue competition going on. Of course, tomorrow we'll have our 4th of July parade at 4 o'clock. So, good weekend. These cars over here were recently purchased and brought up. We will use them, either we will refurbish them and put them on the line, or we'll use them for parts. These Bud coaches were, I believe, started to be built in 1948. And the last one was in the 50s, somewhere around there. So they're not new. Very hard to find parts for. You just can't go on the internet and order them. So we'll use those for either parts or we'll refurbish them. That was I-40 we just went under. Good morning. Oh. Yeah, I'm sneaky, aren't I? She's one of the ladies that's going to come back through and shoot you. We're coming up to, those cars there were the same thing. We're coming up to our 28,000 square foot locomotive shop. This locomotive shop can handle, I believe it was 5 Bud coaches and 5 to 6 locomotives at one time. We employ over 60 people there. And if there's anybody working today, they'll be out waving to us, but it doesn't look like there is. Usually this is where 4960 sits, but because she's running today, we got to see a really good picture of her. Those Pullman coaches we use on the Polar Express. If anybody's ever seen the movie Polar Express, they may be a little familiar to you. So did anybody see the cowboy show this morning?
Oh, yes.
Well, over here is their swimming hole. Oh, that's the Williams Water Treatment Plant, actually. We're going to be coming to the second longest tunnel in Arizona. It's been said if you hold your breath and make a wish, your wish will come true. So everybody ready to inhale? Inhale. That's it. Don't know where the longest tunnel is, but that's the second longest tunnel in Arizona. That's also our time and distance warp for the Polar Express. Yes. We've now entered the largest stand of ponderosa pines in the world. It stretches from Arizona to New Mexico. These ponderosa pines can live to be over 500 years old. The older ones will have the rough reddish bark. We just passed a couple of them. And when we get to the Grand Canyon, we'll leave this stand pretty soon, or this portion of the stand pretty soon. We'll go into junipers and pinyon pines down the way, and then we'll go into the plateau. Then we'll come back into another stand, the rest or some more of the stand of ponderosa pines, right before we get to the Grand Canyon. So when we get to the Grand Canyon...
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the Grand Canyon Railway.
We can talk.
As we depart the historic Williams Depot and the Grand Canyon Railway Hotel, begin our 65-mile journey to the Grand Canyon. It's my pleasure to introduce the crew that will be serving you today. My name is Larry. I'm the brakeman. The assisting your conductor today, who is Ed. Your PSA supervisors today are Bill and Carl. And up in the mighty F40 locomotive, the fire person today is Jennifer, and at the controls, your engineer today is JC. There are several safety points must be brought to your attention and complied with during today's trip. Smoking is not permitted anywhere on the train, not in the restrooms, vestibules, or platforms. No smoking on the train. We must keep aisleways, doorways, and vestibules clear at all times, and we must ask for your safety to accompany children under the age of 12 when moving through the train, and shoes must be worn if you're moving through the train. There is